Hello, guys. We're back again on Talk Football Live. Thank you for joining on with us as always. We're here to discuss, believe it or not, game week 6 already. Our main focus for this week will be Arsenal. Well, Newcastle versus Arsenal, because Arsenal is the away team in this one. We're going up to St. James's Park. Biodo is here with us, my fellow co-host and Arsenal fan, and Charles. Chelsea fan, but talking on behalf of Newcastle today
Because they're going to win.
because they're the regular losers. How are you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good to be back, man.
Good.
Good. How are you?
Yeah. Please click that like, share, subscribe button right now if you haven't. Just stay engaged with us. Drop a comment. Let us know. We want to know your thoughts on this game. We will, of course, always look at the other games as well. We look at predictions, how those games are likely to play out, but we will spend majority of our time talking about Newcastle Arsenal. All right, let's dive right into it. Bjorn, we've just seen Arsenal today play against Portville. Much changed lineup, although we saw a lot of the first teamers get some run out. A few players were rested. I think we had people like Declan Rice coming in the 80th minute. So good game. It looks like no injuries from today. It was good to see Ben White back, Norgard back in action. On the other hand, Newcastle as well had a good win today. They scored 4 goals. I think that's the most goals they've scored this season. In the league, they have 3 goals so far. So, Bjorn, give me your thoughts. How are you feeling going into this game?
Well, thanks, man. Thanks. You know that Newcastle game has always been a concern for the last 3 seasons. Now they've become Achilles heel for Arteta. The last game was better because we won, so hopefully that fortune can continue. Because before that, it's always been either we lose or we draw. You and I know about the that loss that we talk about all the time. The 1-0 loss to them. That there was a foul on Gabriel. The ball was outside of bounds, yet they still called the goal. That's
Yep.
painful. And of course, the FA Cup defeat, both home and away to Newcastle, that was really, really painful. I think we need to, for the rest of eternity, continue to beat Newcastle. That's the only thing that matters to me. Like we gotta beat them, like beat them to death. I don't want to hear Newcastle again ever. You understand what I mean? That's what I'm looking
Yep.
for. One thing that this Arteta's team has done, and you would agree, people might not notice, when Arteta took over, Arsenal was very, very deficient when it comes to physicality.
Agreed.
Arsenal will not match other teams to the point that you will start seeing championship teams, you start seeing League One, League Two teams trying to go physical when they play Arsenal, which is to scare them out of their game. He has turned that
Mm-hmm.
around. Arsenal does not only, those boys, they don't only hold onto possession, keep the ball, control the game, and all that. Now they will match you physical. They won't start with physicality, but if you try to challenge Arsenal with physicality, they would rise up to the occasion. And that started with our back line. And people criticize Arteta, I criticize him as well. But that back line is not only solid, but very, very physical. Gabriel is aggressive. Calafiori is aggressive. Timber is aggressive. Mosquera, the new boy, is aggressive. So I want to see that come. I want to see that physicality against Newcastle because that's the only thing Newcastle sells. That's the only thing they sell. They have nothing else. It's that physicality and the noise, right? So expect.
Yep.
I watched their game. I watched some. I didn't really get to watch everything, but I watched some moments. And Bruno Guimaraes started. Jolinton started. He actually scored. Tonali was rested. I think he's going to be available. Gordon is back, which is a player that I don't like playing against. So expect a tough game on that side. I think it's going to be Gordon on the left for them. It's probably going to be Jacob Murphy on the right. It's going to be the midfielder of the three that we used to: Gimares, Tonali, and Jolinton. We had a feel of what we might expect during the preseason, right? But I think it's going to be, this is a competitive game now, and this is home to them. This is 3 points at stake. I think we have to win no matter what. We have to win that game. We have to control the game to frustrate Newcastle. If it goes to physical, maybe we'll get some red cards out of it for them, not against us. But I
Amen
expect
to
this.
that.
I expect Rice to be fit. I haven't seen the best of Rice so far. It grows
Yeah.
into games of the season. So I need Rice to be in form. I need that midfield to change a little bit. I want Odegaard to man up. I need him to like man up. If he's fit, he should play this game, right? He should play this game. Merino might be a good fit for this kind of game, to be honest. This is the kind of game
Mm.
that suits Merino. So I personally have a selection headache. What he did against City, that lineup against City should have been for Newcastle. Honestly, it should have been
Okay.
Merino, Subimendi, Rice for Newcastle, not against
Okay.
City. So
Okay.
I won't be mad if he repeats that. Like if he played Merino, Subimendi, Rice, I would be okay because it's
So
physically.
do you
But,
you don't think anyone should start this game? Someone who is a more
you
natural 10.
say Iwaneri,
Yeah. You don't
I
think
think
he's
he
ready for
can,
this
but I
level?
won't start him. I keep telling people, Iwaneri is not like Foden. Iwaneri is not like
Mm. In what
um,
sense?
yeah. So Foden plays with the heart of a lion. Iwaneri is too calm for me. He is talented, but I need him to start showing some aggression. I don't think he will ever do.
Okay.
That's not just his personality. If you don't have that,
Okay.
you can't play against Newcastle. If he's going to play
Okay.
against Newcastle, then he needs to be protected. You need to have Ben White
Okay.
on that side. Somebody that when you kick him, White is going to kick you back. And he won't collect yellow card.
Mm.
Ben White knows how to do that. Ben White needs to protect him. Saka will probably play because Madueke is out now. But play in one
Yeah.
area and let him be by himself, nobody protecting him. That's what Kawaka used to do for Foden. Till Foden was
Mm.
mature enough to protect himself. He has to be like Foden that is strong. Foden might look small, but Foden will challenge and will press. The one area
Okay.
doesn't press in the last pot.
Yeah.
That's the challenge I have with one area. It doesn't press as I would. With Newcastle, you need to
Okay.
press and win the second ball. So
Okay.
that's my concern. Odegaard can press. Odegaard's problem is he also runs away from physicality, plus his shoulder injury right now. So that's my concern. That's why I will start Odegaard if he's fit. Odegaard, Rice, and Subimendi. But if
Mendy.
Odegaard is
Okay.
not fit, I will play Merino.
Okay. I'll come back to you. We'll talk about lineups and what those matchups might look like in a minute. But Charles, I want to get some thoughts from you. Eddie Howe has said, his team is missing Isak at the moment. They're struggling to score goals. They've only scored 3 goals so far in their 5 matches. I believe it was the first game they scored a goal against Wolves, a 1-0 win, and they haven't won since that first game. They lost 3-2 to Man City, I believe, or was sorry, Liverpool,
Liverpool.
right? Gordon got a red card in that game, and those are the only 2 games they've actually scored. The others have been 0-0 draws.
Yep.
So tell me, where is the threat coming from in this game for Newcastle? How did Newcastle get a result at home against Arsenal?
Well, so I think Biodo actually said it all. He said a lot of things in regards to what has been happening in the history between Arsenal and Newcastle in the past couple of years. But one thing he mentioned is the physicality aspect, which is something Newcastle brings. Newcastle will be physical with you from the back line to the midfield up front. But as Biodo mentioned, Arsenal have stepped up in that department and they can challenge. Now, the aspect of Newcastle, something was said last week when we were talking about the Man U Chelsea game, that sometimes it's not about who is in form, but just about the mentality that they bring to the game because of who they are playing, the opponent they are playing.
Okay.
The history Biodo mentioned, you guys have been struggling, have had issues beating Newcastle. Newcastle players know this, Arsenal players know this. So with that mentality coming to the game and Newcastle being at home, I think it's going to be a very, very interesting game. And as Biodo highlighted, you guys need to win. Arsenal needs to win. But doesn't necessarily mean you're going to. So that's where the issue is. Now, how will the game? Newcastle will step up because they will be physical. That's what the first thing they go bring to the table, as they usually do.
Sure.
Now, their front lines. Biodo mentioned Gordon, who's back, Murphy on the right. I expect their striker Wotemade to start. But I don't know what's going on with Wissa.
What are your thoughts on Voltemade so far? So Wissa is injured.
Wissa is still injured. He's
Will be
still out.
available.
But they did say he's not going to have any surgery. So yeah.
Okay, so I'll get to Waterman in a moment. But so I think the people who play on the wings will be a dictating factor for Newcastle. The midfield is going to be a midfield battle because that's where the heart of the team is. The physicality, whoever is more physical, whoever is stronger. You mentioned Joelinton, Guimaraes,
Tonali.
versus Zubimendi, Rice, and I think Odegaard.
Likely Mourinho. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think it's a game for Odegaard. So yeah, Merino, preferably. Because of that physicality. So it's very interesting to see what happens in the midfield. Now on the wings for Newcastle, there's Murphy, there's Gordon, there's the other English guy.
Ilanga, I forgot
Elanga.
Ilanga.
Avi Barnes.
Avi Barnes.
Avi Barnes as well.
So it's Avi Barnes, Elanga, Gordon, and Murphy. Picking from those, I honestly, I would go with Elanga and Gordon. I know Elanga may not be the most physical, but there's something it brings when it comes to speed and his movements. I think there may be hope there if they play Elanga. Now, Murphy and Avi Barnes, not a bad call either. But basically what I'm trying to say is Newcastle, they have options in that department. So whoever starts will be a big determining factor for them to see how they're going to determine how the game is going to go. Wotamade is a big deal. What do I think of him so far? I think he's still getting used to the league. I think he has scored a goal or two so far.
Yeah, he scored.
He scored
a header.
The thing is, I feel like he's in a team where you get supplies as time goes on. You get supplies from the midfield, you get supplies from the wings. So you just left for him to show up as much as he can. Mm-hmm. I actually don't think, compared to someone like Benjamin Sesko in Manchester United, who has to do a little more work, in my opinion, because of how the team is structured, Wotamade will get fed reasonably enough. I don't know. I'm not talking about the Arsenal. I'm talking about in general now. He may not get fed as much in the Arsenal game, but hopefully he will. But I think he can get enough chances to score a goal. Now, to the point you mentioned, Ayo, about them scoring 3 in 5 games, they haven't scored as much. That could work in Arsenal's favor. It could also work against Arsenal because this game may end up being a 0-0 draw. You guys can tussle and hustle all through the game. It's very possible that happens. But I'm expecting someone to win this game. Realistically, I'll predict Arsenal to win. It could be a very slim, like a 1-0 win. You understand? It's only if the likes of Saka and Martinelli are playing. But I can also see a goalless draw happening in this game because of the issue you guys have and how much you both don't want to lose the game. So, that makes sense.
Okay, so I want to get your thoughts on lineups. It's interesting because you talked about Mourinho possibly starting in this game. You said that midfield of Mourinho, Zubimendi, and Rice is likely a better fit for Newcastle. Arteta has been highly criticized by several people, fans, pundits in the media, myself to an extent for the Liverpool and Man City game, right, for starting that 3 when we likely could have had the upper hand, with a more attacking lineup. What are your thoughts on that? Does Eze come into this game? Does Martinelli start? What is your preferred lineup approaching Newcastle? Considering those criticisms of us needing to win the game, especially because Liverpool have already set a pace where they have 5 wins and we're already 5 games behind. 5 points behind, rather.
So, good one. I think Arteta is also going to have another headache, depending on what happens between now and Sunday. He likes to reward players for previous games. Trossard scored again today. We all don't want him to start, but don't be surprised he's starting. He scored again today. Sometimes I try to study how he thinks, and he likes to reward players. Then he has affinity for certain players, which you already know, like Trossard. He likes him. I like Gabriel Jesus, so when he comes back, he'll definitely get a shot. Odegaard, here is my point. Not that I don't think we should bench him. So far, is our best 10 until we find the better replacement. People are talking about Eze needs time. Eze is not showing that Eze part that we all want. It's still showing that lackadaisical Eze that we know. So Eze himself is scoring, is making assists, is great. But I won't be surprised if he gets benched again. And that's because of Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle is playing home, so I don't expect them to sit back. When Newcastle sits back, it's difficult to break. This one, I don't expect them to sit back, so I expect them to come out. If they come out, right, they're going to try to pressure us, and you need mature players to calm down. The reason why he plays Merino is because he likes to control. So when he plays Merino and Rice and Zubimendi, he's worried that I need to control the game. He would go with that mentality against Newcastle because of the first 15 minutes. The noise Newcastle will make, the tough and rough challenges. Remember the preseason? It started Merino. Merino was the one that scored the equalizer. If you go and watch the preseason, he might actually bring that
Yeah.
blueprint back. That's my point. He's probably going to play Merino again and just give him a little freedom to go forward. The back line is not great, but that midfield is all Newcastle has. Osula scored 2 today, so it's an headache for Eddie out whether it's going to start Osula or it's going to start with Tamade. If you start with Tamade, it's okay. I'm only worried about his height, but Saliba is tall, Mosquera is tall, Gabriel is tall. I don't think the ball will get to him that much, right? So we need quick players. I will not play Ben White, he's just coming back. If Timber is fit, I'll play Timber, I'll play Calafiori, I'll play Gabriel, I'll play Saliba, right? If Timber is not fit, I'll play Mosquera. I won't play Ben White because I don't want his injury to come out. This is a very high pressure game. So Mosquera might play if Timber is not fit.
Yeah.
Midfield, Subimendi. I thought it came man up to the EPL challenge, but so far I've seen him match up. So he's good for that physicality, Subimendi. He can do it. I need to free Rice. I have not seen him allow Rice to go forward and do his thing. That's the new style that Arteta is playing this season. He's kind of holding Rice back a little bit. Maybe because of Mendy's, I don't know. But it might just be, like I said, if Odegaard is not playing, I will play Merino. If Odegaard is fit, then Odegaard in front, and you have a base of Subimendi and Rice. I won't be too arrogant to go into that because I don't want to concede, just as we did against Man City. So I don't want to be too arrogant going into that game. I'd rather prefer a base of Rice and Subimendi, double pivots, and put Odegaard in front of them. Then release Gyökeres to push back all those tall giants we used to deal with. They sold Fabian Schär to, Leeds United or whatever. So now we have to deal with Dambon, right? I don't know if Lascelles is going to play. I think it's fit. So we still have tall defenders to push. Let Gyökeres go and fight them. Gyökeres might not score, but let him go and use his strength to weaken them. Then you let loose of Martinelli and let loose of Saka. So,
but you said Trossard is likely to start.
Yes, I think I would prefer Martinelli to run them down. I don't want them to score us first. So Martinelli, go and run them down. Go and push them back. Like we are talking about Livramento. He's good, he's young. Let them go and fight it out, right? So Tonali, Jolinton, Odegaard is the one that can force Jolinton to those yellow cards. Merino will quickly release. I need somebody. Actually, Merino can do it as well. So again, I'm in between Merino and Odegaard. Jolinton needs to get yellow card in the first 20-25 minutes. That's the only way to stop his madness.
Okay.
If he's not calm, when he does that crazy stuff, the three of them do it. Guimaraes, Tonali. So we need to stop that.
They're all very aggressive. Okay, so let me get your thoughts, Charles. What's your lineup that you think Newcastle could set up? Any changes to? I think we know the midfield. Defense probably wouldn't change as much. It's up front where those options are for Eddie Howe.
Yeah. So I was mentioning Elanga earlier. Elanga had a decent game against Barca, but Murphy did more in 25 minutes. So I think Murphy may start this game because he didn't start the Barcelona game. I'm thinking the back line is going to be, there's not going to be much change. It's going to be Pope, All, Burn, Botman, Livramento. The All is the shaky one because of Saka. So I don't know if All can do Saka. I don't know if they want to maybe move Livramento to the left and play someone on the right. I don't know how they're going to figure. And I know Burn also plays on the wings sometimes, on the wing back position sometimes. So we'll see how that goes. Now, midfield, mentioned Joelinton, Tonali, Guimaraes. They need that physical strength in there. That's probably what's going to happen. I expect Gordon, Wotemade, and Murphy. And maybe Elanga will come from the bench as a super sub. Wotemade is the shaky one. As you mentioned, the height thing. That's what's going for him. But we have Gabriel and Saliba who are also tall. So I think it would be ridiculous not to play him just because he still has a physical presence, which can help add to. I mean, he may not be able to dominate Gabriel and Saliba, but him being there, he will still has its effect for the likes of Gordon and Murphy to do their thing from the wings. Because I know the other option will be to play Gordon up front, and I don't see that happening working against Arsenal. So I think Wotamade is the one that would definitely stand up front. He may want to tweak it and bring Avi Barnes in on the left or Gordons on the right or the other way around. But I think it's going to be Murphy and Gordons, Murphy on the right, Gordons on the left, and the likes of Barnes and Elanga will come in. But the physical aspect of the midfield is where, I mean, like, I don't know if I said it. If Grimash will just get a yellow card or a red card or something, if Joelinton, Grimash, and Tonali play, then the game can go either way. If one of them gets a yellow card early in the game, then issues arise because they have to be careful. So there are ways around it. But if those three starts and your three starts, it's going to be a good game to watch. Every other position is going to be it will work out how it works. Now, Saka against on or Saka against whoever plays left back for them is the big deal.
So is it Trippier and Livramento? Is that what you're going with?
Like he went with Hall and Livramento.
I'm thinking went with Lizor and Livramento
on the right. Yeah. I don't think Trippier is out for a few games.
Okay, I haven't checked. Is he injured?
No, I think did he get a card? I read that he's out somewhere, but I think Trippier is out. I don't think if Trippier is in, then
no, Trippier played today. I think Trippier played today.
I didn't get to watch the Barcelona game, right? But I went back to watch the highlights. I said something before the Barcelona game, and I told a friend, I said, Newcastle, I fear them because of what they've done to us with Isak. Remove Isak, they are not as powerful as they have dealt with us for the last 2-3 seasons, right? Yeah. It's funny, all the games we lost, even last season, Isak scored almost everything. So we've removed Isak, right? It's better. I'm good. Those guys, it is 70% physical, 20% noise, 10% brain. If you disagree with me,
sorry, Newcastle fans.
Newcastle. I just checked again. The possession was 39%, 61%, and that is a Barcelona team that has both old folks and very young folks. And Yamin Lamar did not play. What am I trying to say? They are young. That Barcelona team is still growing. They're not matured enough, except for the older ones like Lewandowski. Rafinha still is in his 20s, but he's still one of the senior guys. If Arsenal can frustrate them, which will play the same style, get the ball. So far, Arteta is the one that has been dominating possession in the EPL.
Every game.
Minus that Man U game. Today, he had 81% to 19%.
Yep.
That's crazy.
In Portville.
That would frustrate Newcastle when they don't have the ball. It will frustrate them, and there will be tackles.
But what if they come in with that mentality, knowing you're going to hold the ball more?
So that's why I like Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is actually one of the managers that I like, but I still don't rate him as top. I think he's at his level, right? Eddie Howe knows how to deal with Arteta. I think I've mentioned this to you before. He frustrates Arteta. I think there is a beef. He doesn't like him. Arteta too doesn't like him. He feels like Arteta is arrogant. Arteta feel like he's not good enough. So that thing is in there, right? But Eddie Howe knows how to play Arsenal, but he's been getting it right because of Isak for now. Let us see how he plays without Isak.
Okay. All right. So let us marinate on that analysis, and I'll actually come back as we go through the predictions for the regular games. And then we'll take the predictions for this Newcastle Arsenal game as well. So I'll start with you, Beto, and I'll join in today. Let's take predictions for Brentford, Manchester United.
Oh man, Man U, they are back. I think this is going to be a draw.
A draw. Wow. Okay.
No, Casemiro is going to be Ugarte. It's going to be Ugarte and Fernandes.
Neno, likely. Okay, Fernandes.
It's going to be
yes.
It's going to be Fernandes, Ugarte, and because he plays five defenders, right? So he only has those two. Then the three will be Umbuemo, Konya, and Ahmad.
Okay, Mason Mount is back as well. So
yeah, so Mason Mount is back. But Brentford.
So you're predicting a draw.
Brentford has done well at home. They've not been so good away. They will be ready for mine. I predict a draw.
Okay. All right, Charles, you get your team today. Charles, Chelsea against Brighton.
You see, the Arsenal fan is nice to you. Last time you did an Arsenal prediction.
Are you
Talking
getting a
about
Are you getting a
Brighton,
win? Are you guys going back to winning ways? Because
we
things have
better.
been shaky for the world
We
champions.
better. We forced winning ways yesterday against Lincoln Park, like a friend of mine will call them.
I
What champions?
mean, I wouldn't really call that winning ways, but okay, we'll take it. Yep,
We
you guys
we
won your
did
last
we
game.
get did we win? Yes, we did. We forced it. So I expect it to continue. Honestly, whatever happened last weekend against Manchester United should never happen again. Too many things happened. Whatever happened, there's no excuse for what happened last weekend. So going forward, we're just going to use this game against Brighton to forget that game. So yes, I expect 3 points in this game. Palmer is
Okay.
injured. Whatever the case is, we have people. I mean, there's a reason why they've been spending so much money buying 2 to 3 people for one position. So we have backup for backup, and I expect the backups to step up. Chelsea against Brighton,
Okay.
I expect 3 points, nothing less.
Want to put some numbers to it? 3-1, 2-1, 5-0.
3-1. I don't expect us to have a clean sheet, so 3-1.
Wait,
All right, I'll take.
you really think you're going to beat Brighton, right?
I think so.
All right, good.
All right, my prediction for Crystal Palace Liverpool. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw. I think Liverpool drop points for the first time this season in this game.
This is
I-
for Chelsea.
But the crazy part is Crystal Palace and Liverpool are the 2 unbeaten teams, and they will both remain unbeaten if that happens.
So
I think
this
so.
game is
I
going to be
think they will
tricky.
still stay unbeaten. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they can win. They can strike like the way they've done it. I just think that the spirit of Jota is working for them. I'm actually thinking about going back to my village and find something to bind the spirit of Jota to stay where it should stay. Because I don't know where that luck of 9 minutes goal is coming from. But anyways,
No, every time, even in the
Ekitike
League
is
Cup,
out.
they won.
yes,
Yeah, but Isak is available, so
Isak will either have to play 90 minutes in this game, which is just ramping up to form, he's not fit, or he plays Isak and brings in Chiesa. So Chiesa has been, because Chiesa was the one subbing in for Ekitike before Isak joined.
Mhm.
So I think he's going to go to Isak and Chiesa for this game. I just found out that Ismail Assar is fit to play.
Nice.
So
Good.
I need somebody to torment them. Yeah.
Okay, good.
We
All
are,
right.
we are rooting for
To
Crystal
you,
Palace.
Bjorn.
Leeds
Leeds.
United, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Bournemouth will beat them. Leeds United
Okay.
will lose this game. Yeah, Bournemouth won. Yeah.
Charles, City, Burnley. Does the City resurgence continue?
Yeah, it does. I saw what they did against Arsenal. Of course, at some point they had to go defensive, which is fine. I think they are back. Are they back enough to win the league this year? Because they're always my go-to to predict to win the league, but this year it's to be too soon to say that. So yes, I think they're back. I also think Burnley are going to defend as much as they can, but I think they're going to be broken at some point. Either in the end of the first half, beginning of the second half. At some point, they're going to break. So yeah, I'll give this to City. Scoreline,
Okay.
I don't see Burnley scoring.
Forest against Sunderland. Sunderland have been impressive so far. I think they have 8 points at the moment. They managed to still get a draw, even though they got a red card very early on in their last game. Forest have been struggling. I think the worst result that Sunderland get from this game is a draw. I think they're most likely to win this game. Sunderland. Over to you, Bjorn. Tottenham, Wolverhampton.
So you're predicting a
Tottenham
win for
first.
Sunderland against
Yep.
Yes.
Pastor Angie? Okay.
Pastor,
Yes.
Yeah,
Pastor
he's a
Ange.
pastor, he's a prophet. I will always win in my second season.
I didn't know that.
This is going to be interesting because if he's not winning against Sunderland, I don't know the case that you guys, that Maranakis or what's the owner's name is making here. You fired him.
Maranakis made a personal decision. That wasn't a football.
Okay, so it was a personal. It wasn't about the club. It's
The
like if
personal,
I'm not in
yeah.
the club, I do what I want.
It was
You
his
know you
ego
don't like me.
made him make the decision.
Okay, because at the end of the
I'd
day,
agree.
you start comparing Nuno's results with Angie, and
Yeah.
you probably will not see a difference.
Yeah.
Like
Andrew is going to need some time to implement Angie Ball because it's a completely different style they have
Angie-
completely different styles.
What
Nuno
happens
is
when
about
he's getting that
solid, compact football, breaking out. It's like compact on your defensive, very compact, and then breaking out on the attack, looking for Chris Wood up front if you can get the ball to him early and behind. That's it. It's very different from Angie that is all out attack.
Yeah, because just so you know, their Europa League game today, they had 2 goals
Mhm.
and they ended up playing a
Okay.
draw. So they
Mm.
ended up 2-2. That was the same thing with Spurs. They will score and they will lose the lead. And they will either end up drawing the game or losing the game.
Yeah.
It's the same pattern. They were out of Carabao Cup, they were up, they tied and they lost. Right? Last week
Yeah.
as well, they draw. So if they don't beat Sunderland, somebody should be talking about what's going on with Tangy. But let's move on. Tottenham Wolves, oh man. Okay, I can't say that word at this point. Tottenham is going to destroy these people. I told you guys, Thomas Frank is a good manager. I told you guys, I don't like Spurs. I shouldn't like them. But
Agreed.
man, they're
But
going
you
to be
like
a
it.
And
top team. They're going to be a
he's
top
doing
team
well.
this season, and they do very well. So Wolves, I already told you, as far as I'm concerned, Wolves and West Ham are relegated. I told you guys,
Wow.
Wolves and West Ham, they're already
Wow.
relegated. They just playing. So everybody take your 3 points. If you don't take your 3 points, then you're a fool.
Interesting. Well, Tottenham and Arsenal level on points behind Liverpool. Going on to Villa Fulham. Charles.
Villa.
Villa is
Yeah, strong.
struggling.
I predicted a win for them last week.
3 draws, no wins so far.
Yeah, I predicted a win for them last weekend. They did not get it. Fulham is not going to let them get 3 points. So I'm going to call it Fulham a draw for this game. I should call it Fulham win, but I think Villa are slowly but surely getting back to their ways, not winning ways yet. So they're gonna sneak 1 point from this. I'm saying that because I'm hoping they do. I think they have what it takes. So yeah, a draw.
Okay. I'll take both your predictions for the Newcastle Arsenal game.
Oh yeah, I already gave mine. Arsenal
What's your prediction? What's your prediction,
Arsenal wins
Charles?
1-0.
Arsenal
Yeah,
with a
Arsenal,
1-0
yeah.
win. Okay. Bjorn,
Charles,
what's yours?
For real? You mean it or you are just jinxing us?
No, I'm serious. See, Bjorn, you make me say it every recording. I think Arsenal is going to win the league. I still predict they're going to win the league this year.
Hey, I cut this guy off. He has started again. Stop.
I'm saying good things. You're telling me things.
I don't know, Ayo. I don't know, Ayo.
Let me see how do I
If we
remove
don't
him
win
from
this
this
game, we have
recording?
no business in this league. We should win. Let me say that way. I'm not predicting.
I agree.
But wait, Bjorn, if you
I agree. I actually think Arsenal will win 3-1. But
Bjorn,
that's
if
Ayo,
you
where is that confidence
don't
coming from?
got this
Go ahead,
game,
Charles.
you're still in the race.
I don't think so. I'm going to make an early prediction. Very unlike me, the way Bjorn does. If we don't win this game, we're not winning the league.
It's too early for that. Okay.
It's not.
I keep telling you.
It's not. It's a factor of
Exactly.
where the league is at the moment.
It's going to be a nail biter.
Guys,
very
it's
close.
game
It's
6
going
out
to
of
be close.
8. Game 6 out of 8.
Charles, when I talk,
it is what it is. That's what the
Do
league.
you know
That's what
Liverpool
the
can
league
lose 3
demands
games
these
in a
days.
row and
That's
everything
the
there is
level.
a 5 point gap already.
That's the
There's
level
a 5
that
point gap
Klopp
already.
and Pep.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's the level Klopp and Pep have set in this league. There
I
are
understand.
no room for
That's
errors.
the point.
Especially when you still have 30-something games to go. If you're dropping points this early in the season,
Hear me out.
you almost have to be
I know,
perfect
but
the
hear
rest
me
of
out,
the
hear
30
me
games,
out.
which
Exactly
is
the
almost
point. If you are
impossible.
not perfect in the early games, what gives you the assurance? What's the probability, the chance that the remaining 30 games you will be perfect? Think about it that way. That's one way to think about it.
I understand, but let me just say one thing. Just hear me out. The point you guys are not making is this. I understand the consistency needed to win the league, but I also understand how things can change. Injuries to 2 Liverpool players, Salah and Isak, can change their fortunes.
We talked about that. Okay, so here's the point.
What I'm saying is, let me land. If Liverpool loses 3 games in a row, just assume it. That alone breaks them. So what I'm saying is, you losing 1 game doesn't mean in the 6th game out of 38 games, we still have 32 games to go. I think it's too early to make that call. I think you're making that call just to calm yourself.
Can I reply to that?
Game, win this game, doesn't decide what.
Not actually, because you haven't seen Liverpool lose 3 games in a row. Even Pep, that is struggling, I don't think has lost 3 games in a row. That's the level the league
is. They can draw 2.
That's
yeah.
what I was going to tell you.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. That you don't have.
Let's move on.
Not seen it last season. We're here together last season. it did not happen. You and I wanted two things to happen.
It's the first time for
They
everything.
didn't lose. They didn't lose
Have
three games.
faith,
So
have
that
faith.
didn't happen. Hey, Charles, that didn't happen last season. I don't see it happening. Secondly, injuries. I don't think any one of us can predict that. With the way they
All
played
right,
last season,
Ayo, go ahead with the next one.
yeah.
Last game. Everton, West Ham. I'll let you have this one.
I already told you, Wolves and West Ham are already relegated.
West Ham are relegated. Awesome. Anyway, if you're with us up until this point, you still haven't clicked that subscribe button, please do it now and drop a comment.
Thank you, guys.
Let us know what you think. Thanks as always, guys. Later.